If you're passing through a tough dasha period, or you think you're passing through a tough dasha period, or a dasha is upon you and you want to know how to be better prepared for it, what kind of results it may be giving to you, then this is the video for you. Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. When we look at our life is divided into phases from the dasha that we are born in until the dasha that we die in or we leave this world for the hereafter. And some dashas are long, some dashas are shorter periods. So it's always important for us to know how a ensuing dasha, a coming upon dasha will give us results. But it can also be sometimes that we enter a dasha and we feel this dasha should have given us great results, but it doesn't give us that greater result. I've already made a video on why a certain dasha may or may not be giving you good results in spite of the planet being in good dignity. However, if you are already sure that a dasha is not giving you good results, not giving you the expected results, or you feel that a coming dasha may not be giving you good results, then this is the video for you. Firstly, it is important for us to know whether a dasha is actually giving us good results or not, or bad results, or are we assuming too much. So firstly, what is important for us to understand, if you're already in a dasha, the dasha period of the planet and the sub period of the dasha, that is the antar dasha, both are of the same planet, which means if you enter a Mercury dasha, then the first antar dasha is that also of Mercury. If you're entering into a Rahu dasha, then the first antar dasha is also of Rahu. So the first period will be Mercury or Rahu or Sun or Moon and so on. So in that period, whether it is for 9 to 10 months or whether it is for 1.5 years or 2 years or even 3 years, in the case, for example, Mercury, then it is already some time that we have spent in the dasha to know whether this dasha is really giving us good results or not, because we are in the pure dasha and antar dasha period of the same planet. So either we are in Mercury or Sun, Moon, and if that period has given us not one but 2 or 3 challenges, problems, losses, ill health, challenges in terms of your assets, at work or career, relationship, then 3 or 4 things more or less tell you that, okay, this dasha seems to be a difficult one. The other thing is, even before we enter the dasha, if the antar dashas of the same planet have not given us very good results. For example, if we are passed through the sun period, which is much shorter period, and say the sun Jupiter dasha has not gone very well. Then when the moon dasha comes in, moon Jupiter dasha has not gone very well. Then when the Mars period comes, Mars Jupiter period has not gone well. Then when the Rahu period comes, Rahu Jupiter period has not gone well. Then more or less you can assume that the antar dashas of Jupiter have been trying for us, and almost all the antar dashas of Jupiter have been trying for us, in spite of what main dasha period we have been. So the ensuing Jupiter dasha after the Rahu dasha may be slightly tougher. So the antar dashas, 2 or 3 antar dashas of the same planet may also give you some hindsight or some indication, some pointers that the main period of that planet may not give you the best results. And when you enter into the planet's first period, for example, here we are talking about Jupiter, and if you have gone through Sun Jupiter, not gone very well, Moon Jupiter, not gone very well, Mars Jupiter, not gone very well, Rahu Jupiter, not gone very well. So when you enter into Jupiter, the first period of the Jupiter dasha, with antar dasha is also that of Jupiter, then more or less you know what may be coming upon you, and this may be the tough period. So it's always better to be prepared for the planet's dasha, and if you're already sure that the dasha is not going very well, then there are certain things that you can do. Now, all that I'm suggesting may not completely turn around the dasha. the planet is not in good dignity, whatever you do, whatever gemstones you wear, whatever mantras you do, whatever donations you do, more or less, the dasha will not turn around from a bad dasha to a great dasha. However, to a large extent, the challenges, the problems, the issues that the dasha may throw upon you, those can be mitigated, that can be reduced, that can be solved, you can be better prepared for it. So how do we prepare for each of the dashas and antardashas of the planet which is giving us challenging results? How do we go through it? Now, before we step into it, always remember, if a planet is already not in good dignity, for example, Saturn's Sadesati is upon you and Saturn's dasha is also upon you at the same period, and Saturn is not giving you good results in its antardasha periods, then obviously the Sadesati of Saturn may not be the best of periods. Same thing for a wish dosha, Saturn and Moon conjunction in your natal chart, in your birth chart. So, and if the Moon antardashas with other main periods of the planets have not gone very well, then during the Moon dasha, if your Moon is in a wish dosha with Saturn, obviously you can assume that there may be some challenges. So if you already know that a certain dasha is not giving you good results, then what can you do for the specific dasha of the specific planet to overcome the challenges, to mitigate the challenges? Let's jump into each dasha one by one. So now if you say you are in the Sun dasha period and the Sun dasha is not giving you very good results, first thing that you need to do in the Sun dasha to ensure that you get better results in the Sun dasha, whatever period is left of the Sun dasha for you, is first and foremost, drop your ego. Try and be more humility oriented, or try be more humble, because Sun, being the leader, wanting to be the topmost person, will push you to be more arrogant, wanting to get leadership, wanting to be more in control, wanting to be more authoritative, wanting others to listen to you. So when the dasha of Sun is upon you, you will automatically get those tendencies, and whatever dignity Sun is in, that will also manifest itself. So firstly, as I said, don't be arrogant, drop your ego, and try and take more responsibility for your actions. Many times what happens when especially the Sun dasha is upon us, or even any other dasha, we say the dasha is bad, the planet is in bad dignity, this has gone wrong, that has gone wrong, I'm not in control, what can I do? First and foremost, take accountability and responsibility for your actions, for your results. The leader takes accountability, takes responsibility, leads from the front. If you're not showing the positive aspects, attributes of the planet, then you cannot get the positive results of the planet. Simple rule. If you do the positive attributes, positive characterization, positive personality of the planet, then the positive results of the planet will also come by you. So be humble, take more responsibility, take more accountability, and improve your relations with your bosses. Improve your relations with higher ups. Those people who are in greater authority than you, who are bosses, who are seniors in your office, try and have better relations with them. And very important, have better relations, if possible, with your father. Even if you have decent relations with the father, try and improve your time, or the better period, or the better rapport with your father during time, or spend more quality time with the father. For example, sit down with your father, talk to him, ask him how things are going, do some errands for him, bring him certain things, keep the father happy. And if the father is happy and you seek his blessing in a very positive mode, the father is giving you blessings, obviously the better results will come to you. Now, if it's the Moon dasha, then the Moon dasha requires you to showcase the positive attributes of Moon. So if you showcase or demonstrate the positive attributes or characteristics of Moon, more positive results may come to you. Everything will not turn around if the Moon dasha is not going good, but at least the more positive attributes, the positive results will come to you if you showcase the positive character of Moon. So what are the positive characteristics of Moon? To be more empathetic, to try and understand more people, to try and put yourself in the other person's shoes, be more supportive, see what help is required by them, support them in their emotional challenges, if they're going through some anxieties, if they're going through some tough challenges, if they're going through emotional or depression or whatever. Be more caring, show that you care, not through your words, through your actions. Be more soft in how you deal with issues, problems, even at home. If you are running into some challenges with your partner, with your siblings, with your children, with your parents, try and be more affectionate, try and be more motherly, and improve your relations with mother. Critical. So if you have better relations with mother, mother is the moon is also the karaka of mother, or motherly affection, motherly attention, then you will also get the positive attributes of the mother. Nobody can be more empathetic, more supportive. You do whatever you want, mother will always stand by you. So focus on the positive attributes of the moon and focus on the domestic peace at home. Try and keep more tranquility. Try and keep the peace at home. If possible, try and give more time to your domestic affairs. Sit down with the family, sit down with the children, try and spend some quality time with them, try and keep the peace at home and take care of your assets. In your home, ensure that everything is repaired, everything is spick and span. You don't need to spend money. Small repairs, cleaning of the house, keeping everything in good order, cleaning nooks and corners which you have avoided, taking out the trash, taking out the garbage which has been dumped from many months, years. Do that. Then you will find that the moon dasha will be slightly better for you, maybe even much better for you. Maybe you will go through less emotional turmoils, less challenges, and there will be less challenges on your assets also, because moon also represents assets. Now, if you are in your Mercury dasha, long period, 20 long years. Now, the entire Mercury dasha may not be a tough period for you, but in the first few years, if you see that the Mercury dasha is giving you challenges, then you can assume that the later on period may also give you similar challenges, similar problems may also come upon you. Then what you do? First and foremost, Mercury tends to make you more calculative, more educated, also makes you try and see things more from a practical perspective rather than a relationship orientation. Now, too much calculation is not good, because many times we also, when we are too analytical, we are too problem oriented, we are too practical, we also find more challenges in others, we find more problems in others, we find more mistakes in others, we find more errors in others. That is the flip side, or the higher dimensions of Mercury on the challenging part. The better dimension of Mercury is to be more practical in your decision making, to look at what you want but what the other person wants also, and find a middle way. And you can do that through focusing on communication, more positive communication, rather than arguments, rather than finding fault, rather than writing those vicious emails. Be more positive, sit across the room, pick up the phone and talk to people rather than sending emails or bad texts. And be careful of what messages you are sending across. Many times in the Mercury dasha, if the Mercury dasha is not going well for you, your communication will falter. Misunderstandings will creep in, and because of misunderstandings, because of faulty decision making, because of not being calculative enough on the positive side, because of not being practical, our decisions go wrong. And many times it also numbs the thinking. You think you're practical, but you are not taking the more wiser decision, the more practical decision, the more pragmatic decisions. And be careful of what is the message you're sending across, because Mercury is also the planet of influencing others, marketing, selling, branding, communicating. So how are you influencing people? What are the messages that you are sending across? Are you sending across positive messages, result-oriented messages to the others, or they feel that you are trying to hoodwink them, you are trying to cheat them? So be more accommodative in your dealings. Mercury is also the planet of dealings. Mercury is also the planet of give and take. Mercury is also the planet of trading. So be more accommodative rather than being like childlike. Mercury is also childlike in enthusiasm. So be childlike in your enthusiasm, but on the positive side, rather than sulking like children may do, not talking, avoiding discussion. Don't do that. Show the larger positive attributes of a child. Child hardly is ever negative. The two children will fight, and then within some time they will also make up. So that is the large-heartedness, willing to forgive and forget, and focus on right give and take, right messages and right communication. Then you'll find the Mercury period will be less challenging for you. The long period will give you better results, will also give you more peace of mind. Now, if you're in your Venus period, again a long period. So in your Venus period, if you know that the Venus period is not going very well, or the early antardashas of Venus, in say Sun Venus antardasha, the Moon Venus antardasha, the Mars Venus antardashas have not gone very well, or you know that your Venus antardasha, whichever the early antardasha, whichever planet has happened, which has given you tough Antardasha period, or within the first Venus period itself, you know that you have gone through a tough Venus period, then you know that your Venus Dasha is not giving you very good results. And in the first few years of Venus itself, you find most of the decisions are not going right, then you can be sure that this Dasha, this long period, may not give you the best of results always. There will be challenging results. First thing that you do is get the positive denotation of Venus. So if you want to get the positive results of a planet, focus on the positive characteristics, the positive personality orientation of the planet, then the planet will also give you better results. So first thing you do, don't be too flamboyant in your expenses. Focus on saving, keeping some money away. So the safe or the bank lockers or wherever you make investments, they become very important. You have to put in more or try to put in more rather than try to extract. Focus on values. Venus rules the second house in the Kalpurush Kundli. It is also about the values, a principle that what you live by, the principles and values which guide your life, which guide your decision making. And focus on being more giving in your romance. Show your romance, show your softer side, show more giving side even in intimacy, the pleasures of the bed, how you spend time with your partner, and show more desire in the other person. Do things to spice up your love life also. Strengthen the Venus, strengthen the Shukranu in your life also. Very important, take care of your hygiene. Personal hygiene is very, very important. Venus believes in looking good, smelling good, good hygiene, wearing good clothes, eating good. Doesn't mean eat too much rich food. It means eat food which is quality, which is tasteful, which is done well, which is garnished well, in a good plate, in a clean plate, sit down in a clean place. So do nice things, clean things, pleasureful things, loving things, cleaner things, and take care of your relationships. Very, very important. So in your relationship, build or work on your partnership. Try and be a partnership oriented person where if you can give a little bit more, even the more better. Rather than giving of everything in a relationship, thinking that the most giving it will be good. Venus doesn't like that. Venus likes the romance. It likes the give and take. So focus on that. Talk to your partner about what you like. Focus on the community because Venus is also about your legacy. Second house effect. Take care of your dependents. Take care of, are they doing well? Especially if you're responsible for other people like your children, your spouse. Then spend more time with them, focus, talk to them, check with them how they're doing. Donate white items on Fridays also and try and wear more white. Try and avoid wearing white on your feet especially. Try and avoid using too many white things and discarding them or mistreating things in home. For example, if you're wearing white shirt, white clothes, whatever, don't soil them too much, don't overwear them. Try and keep them more clean. Then you will find that the Venus Dasha will be more better for you. You will find your relationships are good. You will find that on the earning side, you will do better. At least you may not hit a great patch, but at least the bad patch can be avoided to a large extent. Now, if you are in your Mars Dasha and you feel that your Mars Dasha may not give you good results or is not giving you good results, especially if you are in the Mars main period, Mahadasha, and the Sun Mars period has not been well, the Moon Mars period has not been very well, then you can more or less, and if the first period, Mars is also not gone very well, then you can be more or less sure that your entire Mars period may not be giving you the best of results, or you're already in a patch where it's not giving you good results already. You're facing the challenges already. Then first thing to do is keep your focus. Mars is your focus, your attention, where you focus all your energies. So don't dissipate your energies. Focus on your energies, keep your energies. Secondly, if you're starting a project, don't let go of the project midstream. Don't lose interest in the project midstream. Or don't leave any activity that you're doing midstream. You don't start a project and leave it. Don't start an activity and leave it. Finish it to its conclusion or delegate it and ensure that you keep your attention, you keep skin in the game. Secondly, develop very strong willpower and motivation. The more strong willpower, the more strong motivation, the more strong killer instinct you develop, Mars will gain more strength and be more positive or show the more positive attributes of Mars, standing up for people, fighting for people, not fighting that you get into vicious, abusive language. Standing up for people in a nice manner, saying this is not acceptable, that is acceptable, sitting down and communicating and getting your way also, not my way or the highway. and focus on your health. Mars is also the ruler of the first house in the Kalpurush Kundli. Health is very, very important. So keep your energies, keep healthy, have a good health regimen. Then you will be strengthening your Mars, especially if you're also building your willpower, and do a lot of self-talk, positive self-talk. No, I will be able to overcome it. Yes, I will be able to do it. Don't fear change or suddenness or obstacles. Mars also rules the 8th house in the Kalpurush Kundli. So there may be changes, there may be transformation, there may be obstacles. Don't fear them. If there is a good change, embrace it. Do your due diligence, but don't overthink and be too fearful of a change. Don't be too fearful. Like, you know that the company is laying off everybody, but you're waiting till the last day when you're given the pink slip before you're trying to find something. You find you can smell the coffee, try and find another job. Focus on that. Keep a lot of self-talk and make the change if you know that where you are is not helping you, you're stagnated. And try and see that you can, if it's possible for you, if you're healthy, donate blood every 6 months if possible. This is very, very important. Donating blood will take away the viciousness, the bad quality of Mars also to a large extent. If you're able to do that, you will find that your willpower will be high, your motivation will be high, your health will be good, and Mars will give you better focus and energy and help you achieve the targets better, not the best of results, but at least better than before. Now, if you are in your Jupiter dasha and you know that Jupiter dasha or Antar dasha of Jupiter early have not gone well. For example, Sun Jupiter dasha has not gone well, Moon Jupiter dasha has not gone well, Mars Jupiter dasha has not gone well, Rahu Jupiter dasha has not gone well, then you can be sure if in the Jupiter dasha also you're not getting good results, that most of the remaining 16 odd years of Jupiter may not be giving you the best results. So, and if you're already sure it's not giving you good results, the first thing that you do with Jupiter, be more large-hearted. Jupiter is the most wise person, is most large-hearted, most beneficial of planets. So you yourself demonstrate the positive attributes of a planet if you want to get a better results. If you want to get positive results of a planet, demonstrate the positive attributes, the positive characteristics of the planet. So be more large-hearted, have a learning attitude. Don't always defend your position, defend your mistakes, find excuses for your mistake, or find explanations for your mistakes. Have a learning attitude. And learn to take feedback from people. Show that you have a learning attitude. You are ready to learn. You're ready to change. Respect all your elders. Respect your gurus. Respect your seniors at work. Be more willing to listen to them. Be also willing to take the wisdom from them. And try and see if you can be more spiritual in your denotation, how you go about life. Visit spiritual places if you have the opportunity of it. Close by. Take time off if it's possible for you to go to a spiritual retreat. Spend more time there. You don't need to go to an ashrama to do all this puja and all that. Go to a retreat where you can keep some time to yourself if it's possible for you. Alone time, meditation time. And then try and solve what challenges you have in front of you. Those 3-4 days of break may do a lot of good to you. And you will also have a lot of wise people around you who are also in the spiritual mode, who may be able to tell you how to go about life, or you may be able to discuss it with them. Then very important is try and learn new things to be able to improve your Jupiter, strengthen your Jupiter. Always try to learn new things. Always have a learning attitude and try and add new certification, new competency. So if you already are in a certain field where you're certified, you're competent, try and add something more, learn something more. That will also strengthen your Jupiter. And through your competency, also try and learn or be able to use your learning to be more giving in your learning. If you develop some expertise, be a guru yourself. Teach people what you have learned. You don't need to give away everything because you think you have learned to do it the hard way. These are your secrets and all. But learn to give enough that which helps other people also become competent, better at their work. And be more spiritual. Donate to charities if you can. And the last thing, add a bit of saffron to your meals. If possible, even 1 or 2 strands of saffron every now and then will be good for you. If you are able to do that, then you'll find over a period of time, Jupiter will give you better and better results. Jupiter will give you the peaceful attributes, the more wise-oriented decision, will help you take more wiser activities on hand, or give you the spiritual denotation also, so that you are able to take more better decision, then you get better results as well. Now, if you are in your Saturn dasha and you know that the early Saturn antar dashas, for example, the Rahu Saturn antar dasha has not gone very well, Jupiter Saturn antar dasha has not gone very well for you, and if the Saturn antar dasha and dasha period has also not gone very well, and you are in the main Saturn period, then you can know, or you may think, or you may believe, or you may have already experienced that the Saturn dasha is not giving you best results. First and foremost, in the Saturn dasha, you need to do to improve results of Saturn is to have a more serving attitude, have an attitude of servitude, wanting to help, wanting to serve. So first thing you start is being humble. Saturn or the team member is humble, is not arrogant, doesn't try to take leadership, doesn't try to take control, doesn't try to be authoritative. And avoid helping others, help others. Don't avoid helping others. If anybody asks you for help, see in whatever manner you can help them. If you may not have money, if people are asking for money, say, okay, in what other ways can I help you? Be a team player rather than try to boss over people or mistreat people, especially people who are working below you, who you have an authority over. Other thing is try and be very organized during the Saturn dasha. Be more disciplined. Ensure that you are disciplined in what you do on a day-to-day basis. What time you get up, what time you go to work, what time you do what activities, what time you finish work. So try and do it as much as possible to a timetable. And develop more patience. Saturn is more patient. Saturn is ready for the long haul. Saturn is the most slowest moving planet. Then try and wear more black. But on the upper part of your body, something on the black belt and all that. But avoid black shoes in your Saturn dasha and antar dasha periods. Also, work very diligently. Be very hardworking. Be more giving. Be more team oriented. And be more committed and loyal to your work, to your department, to your bosses, to your organization, to your business. Be very, very committed and be loyal to them. Try and not get into shortcuts. Focus on the task on hand rather than on the self. Saturn is not about self. Saturn is about others. Saturn is about the activity. Saturn is about the objective. Saturn is about the team. Saturn is about the department. Saturn is about the organization. Saturn is about the large community. So donate to large societal causes as well. Donate to the poor. Donate to the downtrodden. Treat people who are your driver, your mate, anybody who is helping you in any way, assisting you, supporting you, security guard, better. And apologize to those who you have offended, or tone yourself down. If you feel you have offended somebody and you know you have, reach out to them and apologize. Seek sincere apologies from them, or sincere, letting go of the animosity or the negative baggage that you're carrying. If you're able to do this, you will find that during the Saturn dasha, results may come still slower, but you will be able to keep more patience. You will be able to take more better decisions. You will find that you will get better support from the people who work below you. You will find the Saturn is not as punishing for you. Keep your patience and you will find better results will come to you. More stable, positive results will come to you over a period of time. Now say you are in the Rahu dasha and you know that the Rahu dasha is not giving you good results. First, one way to look at how to validate whether the entire dasha may not be very good or the Rahu dasha in general may not be very good is to check on the antar dashas of Rahu. So before you enter Rahu dasha, you would have already passed through the Venus Rahu period, you would have already passed through the Ketu Rahu period, you would have already passed through the Sun Rahu or Moon Rahu or Mars Rahu period before you enter into the Rahu. So for example, if this Sun Rahu antar Sun period and Rahu antar dasha has not gone very well, Moon main period, Rahu antar dasha has not gone very well, Mars main period and Rahu antar dasha has not gone very well, then by the time you enter Rahu, the first period within the Rahu Mahadasha, you will more or less know that the Rahu dasha may not be giving you the best results. And if the Rahu period has been more demanding, more challenging, giving you more obstacles, more issues, then you can be more or less sure that the entire Rahu dasha may not be the best of dashas. So the entire Rahu dasha, whichever planet it is, it may not be the worst, the entire thing may not be worse, but it may throw you more challenges than give you better gains. So first thing that you do, if you know that your Rahu dasha is not going very well, is to avoid greed, is to avoid trying to usurp or take everything for yourself, or to focus only on yourself. Avoid shortcuts. Many times we try to avoid the long cut or the long haul. We want to take shortcuts and we want to quickly take decisions which makes our life easier, which makes our life comfortable. So avoid those shortcuts, avoid manipulation and politics of any kind, a game of one-upmanship, trying to steal other people's thunder, trying to steal other people's credit, and be more creative in your solution. Think more out of the box. If certain things are not working for you, doing the same thing again and again will not work for you. So think more out of the box and be more solution oriented rather than fighting others. So if you're getting into challenges with people, don't try to have this game of one-upmanship or through manipulation put the other person down. Sit down with the person, think of what can be the solution so that you don't get into these challenges, and think of everybody rather than only yourself. Avoid gambling or speculation. Many people think, if I put more money into this, into crypto or the shares or intraday, I'll make it a lot of money. You may end up making silly mistakes when you're going for quick gains, quick buck. And think less on material aspects of life. Focus on what is the karma for this life. Rahu is the extinguished karma that you have already done. Ketu is the extinguished karma that you have already done. Rahu is the karma of this life, what you are supposed to do. So focus on what have you come into this world for? What is the larger picture? What can you do more for society? What can you leave behind as a legacy? And develop your social network. Remember, Rahu also co-rules the Aquarius sign along with Saturn. So the 11th house effects are also there. So help friends. Work for a large cause if you can. Devote time, energy and effort to large causes, societal causes. Travel a bit if need be for more work, to get more gains, to develop better social network, or to develop your network circle, expand your network, expand your business also. Clean toilets, one of the best ways to mitigate challenges of Rahu. Keep your place of work and your home super clean, including your car, even the nooks and corners. And avoid laziness and procrastinating of any kind. If you do all of this, then you will find that the Rahu Dasha may not turn around to be a great Dasha, but you may be able to avoid challenges, obstacles, issues, being misled, taking wrong decisions in the Rahu period, and it may be kind of period for you rather than being the most challenging one. Now, if you are in the Ketu period and you know that the earlier Antardashas of Ketu have not been the best of periods for you. For example, the Saturn Ketu period has not been the best. Mercury Ketu period has not been the best for you. So by the time you enter into the first Ketu period, and if say example Ketu period has also not been well for you. Now in general, Ketu period is a period of not getting large material benefits or focusing on the material aspects of life. Ketu in general is the denier. So generally Ketu dashas are slightly more difficult for you than the others from a material perspective. But from a peace, tranquility, spiritual aspects of life, having more stability, Ketu may be more giving and keeping you away from challenges. It may not give you great material benefits, material successes, but Ketu may keep you away from challenges also. It may let go. Ketu is a period of sanitization, cleaning up. But if the Ketu period has not been very good for you, then you can know the rest of the years of Ketu may not be the best of periods for you. So, if you know that you're going through a bad Ketu period, then first of all, look at the spiritual aspects of life rather than material aspects of life. Look at the larger life goals rather than the short-term material goals. Look back at all the instances where you could have done more for others and you have avoided. People came to ask you for help. People came to ask you for support. People were looking at more empathy from you. Maybe people who work for you, people ask you for help and you avoided doing that. So look back, apologize or tell the zodiac, you will not repeat it. You will be more giving, you will be more charitable, you will be more helpful. And help animals, help an animal shelter, help an animal welfare association if you can. Donate to orphanages, donate to those associations which take care of orphanages or animal welfare or the nature or the climate change and so forth. Try and keep a black pet if possible, a black dog, black cat, whatever, and take good care of it. And don't chase any material things. Don't try to take large decisions of buying out others and all, unless you are with a group of people and you know it's a collective decision. And try and avoid large expenses for assets like buying a large house for self, quality of life or large cars. Avoid flamboyant holidays, avoid flamboyant spendings. Give more time for self-reflection, more alone time and trying to be more helpful, be more charitable, be more donating, or pledge some money. If you don't have money now, if you have a house, pledge some money after you are dead. You can tell your children, okay, after I'm gone, so much money or certain percentage of the assets which I left deep behind will be for this, or this and this organs, please donate for me when I'm gone. So you can always do that. If you do all this, then you'll find that the Ketu dasha will be better. It will not turn around to be the best of dashas. It is already going tougher, but it will be more easy for you. You will not run into too many challenges. Ketu may not deny you too many good results or any good results. It will allow you for more stability. It will allow you for peace and tranquility. It will allow you less anxious periods, and some at least gain, some hits will come by for you rather than all misses. So friends, now that we have seen how, if you are running into a bad dasha period, how for each planetary dasha periods, how you can handle issues related to the planet, how you can avoid running into those challenges which you have already faced or you have been facing earlier in the dashas, by doing the positive attributes of the planet and looking at the more positive aspects of where the planet will score, get gains rather than on the negative. If you do all that I've mentioned about the specific planets, then be rest assured, it will not turn around to be, the dasha may not turn around to be a better one, but it can be a better one compared to the earlier tougher period that you were going through. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.